Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Wallet Wisdom, a podcast presented by Lake Michigan Credit Union. If you're new to the podcast or have been listening for a while now, Wallet Wisdom is designed around breaking down the ins and outs of financial aspects, as well as help bring answers to some of banking's more confusing and complex questions. I'm one of your hosts, Brett. As always, in May, here we are, Lo, my multi-talented co-host.
Hello, Mr. Brett.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hey, you know what? The sun has been coming out more.
It has.
It's been getting warmer.
It's been in like the 80s. What in the world?
I know.
But it'll snow next week. We'll see.
It feels like you never know. This is that season of Michigan where it could go either way.
It really could.
I'm just hoping that most of that is past us by now.
Right.
And
And spring means it's time to get outside and do some house projects and painting and landscaping.
All
and
kinds
all
of
the
things.
things.
All the things you've been dreaming about over the whole winter season. And
Right.
and even those that are listening in other states that maybe don't have as nasty of cold winters like we do in Michigan. But, you get into that thought. It's spring,
really
summer.
do.
It just starts to feel like, there's things I want to do with the house. And
Exactly. What better way to kick that all off with an awesome episode with two special guests?
That's right. Not just one.
You got a BOGO.
That's right. Not just two. You're also special, but you're
thank
not
you.
just a guest.
Right now, I'm here all the time.
That's right. So, but that is right. We have a really exciting episode for everyone today. And we have Spencer Miller, who is one of our branch managers here at Lake Michigan Credit Union, who is also joining us. Spencer, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Brett.
Awesome. I so appreciate having you back on. I know that we had you on the show about almost a year ago or so.
Yeah, about a year ago. It was such good content. I think I was excited to come back when I got the invite. So I really appreciate it.
Well, your passion and just your knowledge of, just the credit union and how to help members is just something that is both inspiring and contagious. So we are so excited to have you on as well.
Yeah, and then our second guest is very special to me as well on multitude of reasons. Mr. Joel Ruiter is here from Home Repair Services. How are you, Joel?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Very
Wonderful.
good. So Joel actually happens to work with my husband, but that's not the only reason we had him on here. There's a lot of awesome programs that Home Repair Services does, and they are actually one of our community partners. We get to sponsor some of their programs, so it's a really great opportunity to have him come on the show today.
I love that too. And that's something too, listeners, as we've had, multiple episodes, we want to really start to bring in our community partners too. We talk about how we support our community and our community partners at LMCU, but also, they have such an incredible voice to kind of speak into these types of things that we talk about here on the podcast. So Joel, it is awesome to have you.
Thanks again.
Indeed. So, thinking about the spring summer season, and it is that time of year where you're seeing others that are maybe doing some lawn renovations or a new backyard kind of thing that they want to enjoy this summer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or, hey, man, it's unfortunate, but, we found out over the winter that we got a leaky roof and we might have to do a whole new roof now. Or maybe it's just time to finally, expand the guest room into like an office / escape room. I don't know.
Summertime, the kids are home. We need more space. Is what that turns into.
They're here. We need, yeah. So, I think for listeners, as maybe you're thinking about those things, I know I have several. As I mentioned before, I still have this dream of a kitchen remodel that I want to do. But I think, as the season comes around, let's kind of dive into how maybe we can start thinking about how to budget maybe for those types of things. I think we look at our projects around our house, and some of them seem smaller or bigger, and finding the right budget, finding what makes sense in the time frame that you need to do it in. I think it's important to kind of talk through. So,
so often our members have no idea even where to begin on that.
Right.
So they look at their accounts and they're thinking, we have to do this, but money doesn't just appear.
That's right.
But I know that we have some products, and I know Spencer and I have worked together a multitude of times on these types of products that can help our members. So they come into you, Spencer, and say, I'm hoping to do a project, but money isn't there. And oftentimes they'll say, I'd like a credit card.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And our first reaction to that is, ooh, let's try not to do a credit card if we can. I mean, if that's what we need to do, that's what we need to do. But Spence, can you talk a little bit about what our conversation might look like?
Yeah, I mean, members come in and talk about that. Obviously, the easy answer is, well, just pay cash for it. It's not always the option for a lot of people.
Just go grab it from the money tree.
So kind of what Lauren was saying, we try to lay out a bunch of different options that we can, create this package for our members. And usually it's along the lines of, how quick do you need it? How cheap do you want it? Like,
Sure.
it's like quickest, cheapest, most efficient.
Do you know exactly how much you need?
Right. And a lot of the times that comes down to, especially with projects around the house, it comes back to our home equity products.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, personally, it's probably my favorite product that the credit union offers, because you can be so creative and get so custom, and there's so many options that a lot of people aren't familiar with that can really drill down and get you exactly what you want, how you need it, save you the most money, time, efficient. So it's such a wide but amazing product to solve a lot of solutions.
It's a product that fits our mentality in general. You're not a number, you are an individual that we can cater specifically to your needs with this product.
Well, and I think for a lot of people too, when you think about, I got to get a loan. Well, you kind of have just this, what feels like a one size fits all approach, but really these products are so customizable, and you don't realize when you finally can kind of get your hands and get that working out, and we get all that process for you, it's kind of fun to kind of like, what can I do now? Like almost kind of playing with the money. Like, okay, I can use this here and then pay it off by this point. And you just have a little bit more flexibility, which who doesn't like to have a little extra control of their money?
Exactly.
Right?
And so in beginner's terms, home equity loan would be using the equity you have in your home, and we can only lend up to a certain percent, but our desk staff can walk you through that. But using that equity and borrowing on that, so what you've already paid down on your house. And we have two main products, right, Spence? Could you talk a little bit about what those two products are?
Yeah, I'm gonna nerd out here real quick. So when we talk about equity on a home, there's two factors, primary factors that play into that. The biggest thing is appreciation, like Lo had mentioned. So obviously the market, you would hope over time always is going to go up. Your home's going to be worth more in 5-10 years than it was when you bought it. So with that increase in appreciation value, and also the decrease in the pay down of your mortgage, that in between those two graphical lines is your equity. And that grows the longer you own the home, the more improvements you do, the faster you pay down the loan. So that's, in a nutshell, that's how you generate equity in your home. So, there's different options when it comes to home equity products. And typically when a member sits down in front of me, there's 4 different factors that I kind of go over of what you're looking to do. Number one, the obvious, are you looking to do home improvements, update kitchens, bath, additions, those kind of things? If that's the option, the HELOC, home equity line of credit, is a really good option, because you only pay on what you borrow. And a lot of the time, it's interest-only payments during a certain percentage or certain time frame of that loan. You can pay it off and it resets, so you can do more home projects, those kind of things. So that's the first thing. The second area I look for is, and this one kind of gets a little unique, but are you selling your home? Do you need to make the improvements to get top dollar in this crazy market? Again, the HELOC, the home equity line of credit, can be a great option to help you get to where you need to be at a appraisal value to a sell for at a certain dollar amount. Right. Third option, are you somebody that took out a mortgage in the early to mid 2000s and you paid 10, 15 years on this home? We have options that are specifically catered to that member. That's a low risk. We call it our finish line home equity, that helps them, finish their mortgage at a low cost, really no cost, other than the low interest that they'll pay. And then the fourth option, are you consolidating debt? I mean, that's another big one that, well, that's another podcast, but that's that fourth option.
And we have, we've talked a little bit about this product, and I think for listeners that, especially in the last maybe 6 months, I know we've talked about home equity and what that looks like, and building that equity and how we look at debt consolidation. So there's as hopefully listeners, you're realizing this truly is a multi-purpose product. There are multiple different ways, and like we've chatted on the podcast before, everyone's situation and scenario is different. Everyone's financial journey they're on is different, and what works for one person may not work for the other, and that's why we want to make sure there's always flexibility in how you can use it.
Absolutely,
right. And home projects never go as planned, right? So even on the home improvement shows, they're like, oh shoot, we have to decide which one we're not going to do because the budget is shot.
Right.
So even along those consolidation options, maybe you did pay cash for a new roof, and now you want to cash back out to put money back in your account. So the second mortgage home equity product is a great option for that.
Right. And the line of credit, that's kind of where I was going, is if you don't know how much you're going to need, that line of credit is nice. You can borrow, or you can have the line of credit available for as much as you're allowed to borrow, but you don't have to take it all out right then. But our second fixed, so the ones that you're going to be in a term and everything, then you've got to take out the full amount right away, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a nice thing. I personally have our home equity line of credit, and I absolutely love it because it gives us the opportunity to decide when we want to do projects, how we want to do projects, but we know we've got that available in an emergency as well. Yeah. And the one thing worth mentioning too is these home equity products, they don't take nearly as long as an actual mortgage refinance would. That's what's wonderful, and it doesn't take nearly as much paperwork and work to do as well.
Yeah, it's amazing too. When you're talking about taking those out, similar to what you're saying, with LMCU, there's no closing costs. That's huge.
That is huge.
And by no closing costs, we actually cover it for you.
Right. We pay for
That's
them.
the thing that people don't understand. We pay it for you.
Yeah,
That's how much we love you.
There's no application fee, and a lot of institutions charge annual fees, and we don't do any of that.
And an appraisal is not required unless you need it to value, correct? Yeah. So we can go off of just the assessed value. Unless there's equity that you need to be seen, you can get a full walkthrough appraisal done if you need.
And I would go out on a limb in this market, this appreciation market. I would say that 80% of the HELOCs, the second mortgages, the finish line mortgages that we're doing in branch right now, probably not doing appraisals on them because the value's there.
No, they're getting blown away by the assessed value, right?
Yeah.
And now I know people are going to walk away with these loans and think, okay, so I've got this. Now what do I do with this money and how do I maximize that? And that's kind of where Joel comes into this conversation of how we can be savvy, how we can maybe take on some of it as a DIY. So Joel, could you talk to us a little bit about your first of all, your Fix-It School? That is my personal favorite. I've taken a couple classes there myself. But could you introduce us a little bit to that program?
Absolutely. So the Fix-It School at Home Repair Services takes place every Saturday except holiday weekends from 10 o'clock to noon. We put on a 2-hour workshop, and it's hands-on. So we're going to teach you a little skill around the house that you'll actually practice in the laboratory at Home Repair Services before you try and do it at home first. And it makes so much sense, right?
It really does.
To watch a video is helpful often, right? And I can watch golf videos all day long.
You're not Tiger Woods, though?
No, I'm not. But if I go to the driving range and get a golf club in my hand and I work on my swing, I might have some success. So the same thing applies in home improvement.
For a hammer, yeah.
Yep. So for 2 hours, we're going to have an instructor teach the workshop in an accessible way that the average homeowner, DIY desiring person can figure it out, hear the language, and feel it's a safe place to ask questions. Yeah. And then we're going to put a prop in front of you, and you're going to actually practice the skill.
Yeah,
and you learn with your ears, your eyes, and you're employing your hands, and that's a powerful way. The other thing I love about our community education is that in community, the person next to you will ask the question you didn't think to ask, or dare ask.
Yeah. Right. Or make the mess up for you before you do it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true community, right?
Exactly.
That is so cool. Like, what I personally think about that, like, people can only take so much of the school of YouTube. So be able to go into, a laboratory really and practice these almost life skills.
Right.
Like that's so neat.
And it's so empowering. I can tell you that sitting in those classes and you're looking around and there's a single mother of 4, there is an 80-year-old man, there is, you're seeing people from all walks of life, and we're learning plumbing, we're learning drywalling, we're learning tiling. Landscaping sometimes?
We've done some workshops on landscaping. We've done workshops on flooring and
electrical. I took an electrical class.
Yeah. So we teach 5 courses on a repeating basis. So it's drywall, plumbing, ceramic tile, kitchen cabinet installation, and the ceramic tile. And so those 5 were carefully selected because we love people to say, if I want to do a kitchen,
Yeah.
that 5-pack of classes would really be helpful.
Sure.
And then we do the one-offs on the windows and doors and landscaping and other things. So those, you have to be very careful, pay attention to our workshop schedule, because those might happen only once a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
And for my ladies out there, there is an occasional women's only class, which is really fun too.
Great point. We just resumed our women-only classes this past week. We had
Wow.
15 ladies out for drywall, and it was a great class. We're going to do 5 more this year.
That's so
And we also do a series for women over the age of 60. It's called Handy Helen.
I love it.
I love it.
So it's really just an opportunity to empower women of all ages.
Yeah.
And again, create a safe space for them to ask questions. It's taught by one of our female repair team members, and she does a fantastic job, again, making it accessible
Yes.
and instilling confidence. And really, that's at the end of the day what we hope that comes out of this. You're confident to take a project home, take a skill home, and try it at home.
Right.
Yeah, there's almost like it's almost 2-sided, or maybe 3 if you think of it this way. But 1, think about how much money you're saving
Yeah.
in those DIY projects that you could do yourself and not have to pay a contractor to do.
Mm-hmm.
2, it's so self-gratifying, right?
Mhm.
You get so much joy out of seeing a project finish that you put your hands on and you did. And then 3, you're increasing value in your home.
That's right.
Exactly.
It is. That's such a good point. And I think, that's where, this episode, especially as we're thinking about, this is that season where we want to get into building or remodeling or dreaming up something. It's, it's the debate between a contractor or DIY. And I think for a lot of us, certain projects like, oh man, I want to do this bathroom, but I'm petrified of removing a toilet. I have no idea where to start. Well, with some classes from you guys, Joel, I've had the unfortunate opportunity of removing a toilet a couple times and putting a new one in. It's intimidating at first because I didn't know what I was going to do or how I was going to do it until I had, thankfully, someone with me that did.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that's really not that hard of a job. It really actually isn't that bad, but it's the unknown factor.
Mm-hmm.
And so having resources out in our community, I think is just a really solid way for people to, like you said, now you can start thinking about how can I do this on a budget? How can I use this home equity line of credit that I've got that I can use and get a little dangerous with and maybe maximize what you can do now to your home?
Joel, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Personal curiosity here. So, and I've asked this to contractors, I've asked this to realtors. So there isn't really a right or wrong answer. I have my own opinion, but you have somebody that, is trying to build equity in their home. What are, maybe your top 2, top 3 projects to increase value in your home, in your own opinion?
I would, the kitchen is the money place in the house in terms of we all use it every day. We spend a lot of time there. We've all had the parties at our house, and you've got this great living room or den.
Navigates.
Everyone stands in the kitchen.
That's right.
So I think most real estate professionals would say you're going to recapture 70% of your investment in a kitchen. So in addition to loving your house more, in addition to getting skills that come out of that sprinkle out to the rest of the house, there's an economic capture there. So we like to say the average kitchen in this market might be $25,000. If you can capture 70% of that as a DIYer, and you might invest $4,000 in materials with us, there's a pretty significant equity leap that you make simply by doing the kitchen. And then I think, in terms of curb appeal always has a place, right? So when you think about your home and its value, that first impression when people drive up, and that's, that's space people can do a lot themselves.
Yeah, and that's interesting because I've heard appraisers talk about that, about the curb appeal. And that was something I never really thought about. But I'm just thinking, from our members' perspective, somebody who comes into a branch, takes out a home equity, they don't have major repairs that they need to do, but they have a lot of wants. What are some of those projects they can do, prioritize to maximize the equity? And those are 2 great options right there.
Yeah.
And I'd say, the third thing that comes to my mind is, you want your house to be attractive to as many buyers as possible. So if you think about what what elements would you add that would make it maybe a little more family friendly.
Mhm.
Sure.
So when you do go to sell, you can sell to an empty nest couple, but you can also sell to, a couple of parents with two kids.
Right,
you
right.
know, and you're thinking through their lens of, so like you always have a bathtub.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or if you knocked out the fourth bedroom to make it a wine cellar, put it back to a fourth bedroom.
Allow for it to go back.
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
so the bigger the population of buyers that can be that buyer for your house or that series of buyers that would bid it up in this market,
Yeah.
right? I
Right.
think it makes sense. So kitchens, I think you'll always get return. That first impression is critical, and then what's the biggest pool of buyers I could attract relative to the bones I'm working with?
That's perfect. Thanks so much. I was curious, and you were the person to
That's a
ask.
great,
so-
that was a great question. I love that.
And for those bigger projects are typically baths and kitchens.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are the two major whammies that, one, add a lot of value to your home,
Yeah.
and two, are the things that get outdated fastest, I think.
It almost justifies too where you're going to spend your money,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because one side of it is, all right, I can do some of the plumbing things. That's not that hard. But if you want to dive into framing and a lot of hard stuff, it's like, okay, I'm going to spend a little more money there because I don't want to do that. But a lot
Right.
of these little skills that I can learn, you can save money doing it. Or you could even understand like why you're being charged, what you're being
Exactly.
charged
Sure.
from a contractor.
Or, that's a good point. You also are a more informed and better informed, consumer. You might bring in a handyman or something, and you'll know better of the technique and the overall process of that. And you can also be able to see if, like, are they cutting corners?
Right.
Right. And that way you're smarter.
One of the best things that Joel hasn't even gotten to talk about yet is they have an additional program called Remodeling Together. And this
Ooh.
adds a whole nother level of amazingness to what they do. So Joel, could you introduce them? Because I'm very familiar and love it. Used it myself.
Yeah.
But
You're a graduate.
to that program. I am
You're
a graduate.
graduate.
I did a whole kitchen.
And
a lot of tiling.
So Remodeling Together program has been around for about 10 years at Home Repair Services, and it's really a program that grew out of the fact that we would sell a lot of kitchen cabinets to would-be DIYers, and then we would kind of lose track of how they were doing with the product they took
Thank
home.
goodness your name wasn't on those cabinets,
Yes,
right?
And so we said, let's create a program that really provides the wraparound support.
Mhm.
So we'll give you access to low-cost cabinets, but then let's give you the skills that you need and the coaching that you need to get to the finish line of a great finished kitchen. So if somebody has taken 4 of our Saturday workshops that we just kind of talked about, they are eligible for a coach to be in their home the day they hang the kitchen cabinets, and that coach is free.
Whoa.
We provide it as a gift to that homeowner because they've invested in themselves and their skill sets.
Sure.
We provide design support, so we'll come out to your existing kitchen, we'll measure it up and dream and scheme with you. That's your
Beautiful blueprints.
Yep, your
Mhm.
desire, your desire for this dream. We want to get that captured. And once we have it on paper and on blueprint, then we say, okay, this is the plan. We invite you into our showroom. We've got great cabinets, which we actually manufacture cabinets in our building
No kidding.
using volunteers that are high quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can go help build your own cabinets, which is unreal.
You
I
can
feel like
So-
this gets better and better.
Right. So when Lo mentioned that, your name, Joel, and that this would be, a perfect fit, she explained it, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Just hearing it now more, we're so glad you're on the show because Lo said, you guys are kind of that
Best kept secret.
secret that shouldn't be a secret. Because this is, I'm ready to sign up for some courses.
Let's finish the podcast first.
Right. Okay.
See,
all right.
nonprofits can't pay for big TV spots and stuff. So this is why we have podcasts
That's
that we
right.
can help out a
Brett
little
wants
bit.
to learn how to solder.
Yeah, that's right. I want to learn
But
that.
the best part about this program, though, is so every year they do a huge dinner to celebrate their resourceful homeowners that they have as clients there. But the pride that not only people have in themselves, but as the organization has for their clients is unreal. And
Yeah.
seeing, a single mother up there on the stage receiving an award because she not only did a kitchen by herself, but that empowered her so much so that she's going to do a bathroom now.
Sure.
And so it's really cool to think about the ways LMCU can come alongside of our members, encourage them to receive these resources. And a lot of people are deterred by, okay, so this is a nonprofit, so do I have to qualify for these things? But Joel, there's no qualifications, correct?
The only qualifications for the Remodeling Together program or the Fix It School, and the another one we haven't talked about is our free home inspection.
Yeah, there's that too.
Is you just have to be a Kent County resident, Kent County, Michigan resident, and be in the home.
And take those 4 classes.
Take those classes, and being willing to invest in yourself. That's our skin in the game for you. And if you do that, these programs are eligible and available to anybody in the community, regardless of income. We just really want to strengthen people who want to take on the DIY credo but want some help.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
You can watch the videos, watch the shows on TV and be inspired, but let's get you equipped and empowered to do it right so that when you get to that finish line, it's a great end product. The home inspection would be a great place to start with us. It's a 2.5-hour inspection done by a professional. We're a nonprofit, so we're not there to sell anybody anything.
Sure.
We're going to see your home through our eyes. And sometimes having fresh eyes in your home is very helpful, especially if you've lived in that dwelling for a long time.
Yeah. Well, most of us, I mean, whenever you're buying a house, you typically will have an inspection done.
But these days, not so much.
These days, everything's moving so fast that there's waiving these inspections, which is also, I get the speed aspect, but
It's a little scary.
it's a little scary.
You found out what you bought after you bought it.
Yeah.
So it's helpful for us to come in, provide that guidance. Here's what you got.
Yeah.
And help you prioritize what should I really be tackling. Well, maybe that kitchen is the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
The shiniest.
The leaking roof that's
foundation
long
cracking.
past its lifespan really should come first.
Yeah.
And so you prioritize. I take a home equity loan. I got X amount to spend. How do I prioritize my projects?
Yeah.
So that's something we provide for free. We just ask that homeowner be there.
Sure.
You're going to
Sure.
shadow the inspector. Many of the transactional inspections, like mine 23 years ago,
Yeah.
I was not present. I got a written report, and I was really worried about just the transaction. So this is an opportunity to be educated in the best place possible, your own home. Take that inspection, and then from there, we can then move into our, hey, you should take the Fix It School classes on Saturday. Let's get you equipped and with knowledge and skills, and then let's talk about remodeling together, and let's do a kitchen together. Yeah. We do about 40 a year.
That's incredible.
And that's still under the best kept secret
yeah,
umbrella,
no kidding.
right?
That's
Let's double it, folks.
Yeah, do an 80 next year.
I know.
So it's exciting, and then the secret sauce of that too is access to low cost materials.
Yeah.
So the kitchen cabinets that we build, we also have factory made cabinets that you can pull out of a box and hang on the wall too. So we can cut costs there, and I say cut costs, not sacrificing quality.
That's
You're
right.
actually getting excellent quality.
Yeah.
And then countertops and other hardware and different things that can be budget busters.
Yeah.
So if you got a X amount to work with and you go, I cannot pay a contractor, may not even be able to get a contractor right now.
That's also true.
So we can work together and do it in a professional way and get you again to that finish line, and you go, wow. And then if you finished a kitchen, you are not afraid to tackle
anything else anymore.
The wood floors, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You're feeling empowered, and the confidence is contagious.
Oh, it is, for sure.
And that really explains how our two organizations are so parallel with one another. Because you said, I focused on the transaction. And we have a saying that we don't focus on the transaction, we focus on the interaction. And that's what you guys do too. And so I know, Spence, if someone comes to your desk and starts talking, well, I'm going to do some home repairs. Well, let's interact a few minutes first. Let's get to the bottom line, because you're coming in thinking you know what you want, but I know what we have. So let's talk about that and meet in the middle of it.
Do our due diligence when it comes to, vetting products and vetting scenarios and fitting those needs and wants around that. So
well, in a lot of ways, for any listener that's gone in and had to get a checkup or a physical or whatever at the doctor, they're going to ask you a lot of questions, and they're only going to be able to diagnose or help you as much as you're willing to give and tell them what's going on. But in a lot of ways, that's what our branches and our staff and in our call center and all the rest, we're like that. We're your financial wellness doctor. And, getting to the bottom of those things, that's part of why we ask those questions. Like, well, tell me a little bit more about that, because sometimes there's better solutions out there that would fit your needs. And I would say to anyone listening, if you're looking at, man, I do need to get a new roof, or I do need to do some very important projects, and you're feeling like, well, this company has a payment plan that I can go through. They'll offer me, to pay for it through them. I would say pause.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that every company is out to gouge people. I'm not saying that at all, but press pause. Call Lake Michigan Credit Union. Call your local, wherever you're at financially, because you're most likely going to find yourself in a better solution than some of the prepackaged, company plans that will finance your new roof, but you don't realize.
They're focused on sales.
Right.
100%.
And first call should be home repair services.
That's exactly
Let's
right.
get you a free inspection and make sure what they're telling you is truth, and that that is what you need to focus on.
And so Joel, two things though, real quick. First thing, for listeners that are interested in learning more, where would be the best way for them to get that information?
Best place is our website. So www.homerepairservices.org.
And there's a Facebook page out there too.
And a fantastic Facebook page. So follow us there, and you'll start to get a sense for the events that we do. Those workshops every Saturday will show up as an event on your feed. And you'll just get a sense for the organization. We've been around for 43 years. We're here to partner and strengthen homeowners, because the relationship with generational wealth and owning a home is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's 46 times greater if you own a home than if you rent.
It's proven.
Sure.
It's proven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's so true. And then lastly, obviously, this is such an amazing resource for us here, right in our Kent County of Michigan, in the Grand Rapids region. But, with knowing that our listeners are tuning in from, all over, are there other resources that you're aware of that might get, if people aren't in this area, that might be able to learn more, or at least kind of get some extra knowledge, or pointed in the right direction, I guess?
Home Repair Services is kind of a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
We do get emails from all over the United States, found you online, who does this in our community, and I really haven't found too many examples that do it just the way we do it.
Time to franchise. I'm just kidding.
Talk to you about a loan, maybe?
Yeah.
Right. There you go.
So for listeners, there you go. I tried. I was hoping maybe there'd be some other, but you're going to just have to all start moving to Grand Rapids.
There you go.
I will add, though, the Fix-It School workshops on Saturdays are open to anybody, any geographical boundary. So we have actually had many folks drive from surrounding counties, northern Indiana.
Wow.
Yeah.
People that drove up from northern Indiana.
And you
go.
do post videos every once in a while of these how-to-dos, so that you can also you can also kind of have your own HRS YouTube school, which is awesome.
Right. So anyway, but yes, I appreciate that. And again, listeners, please check out the resources that they have, because I'm going to, because I need to learn.
He needs
things.
some classes.
I do. And what you said earlier too about the YouTube aspect, I think it's great. We all can watch a video and they tell you what you need to do and all the rest. The difference is it's a one-way conversation, right? Mm-hmm. They are telling you, but you can't ask the question. And their scenario could have a variable of what you're going through. That's why having a partnership with you guys and having someone there to ask questions and have a dialogue with, right? That seems key to me.
Even the best video will have a sequence in it that you went, hey, how did they get from here to there?
Exactly.
And you can watch it over and over, and you'll never
right.
figure it out. So this is where these workshops, being in person and so interactive,
For sure.
you can ask that question. And then you can also, we have folks, great teachers. They hang around afterwards. They'll answer questions for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, where, people are getting their phones out. Hey, this is my house. Here's my thing. Can you tell me what you're seeing?
How do I do
here?
this corner?
Yes.
Yep.
And
I've been there and seen it in action. And I have literally brought up, okay, I've got this faucet I have to go around for this tiling. And Mike, one of the teachers, he's like, you know what? This is how we do it. We're going to score it and snap it. And you want to make sure you get sanded grout, not unsanded. And he's going to walk you through all the specific things like Spencer would do at the loan desk.
That's right.
Not one size fits all, which is so cool.
Yeah.
So for people listening, it sounds like if you're in the Kent County area, your best bet is to get a nice inspection done.
Yep.
talk with the inspectors at HRS about, okay, what do you think my priority list should be here? And they typically know a rough ballpark about pricing and where you should go. And they have a long list of other people, other businesses that do the things that they might not be able to help you with.
Right.
And then go see someone like Spencer at one of our branches and talk about how we can make it happen.
That's right.
And
That's
you'll
right.
have a little bit better idea about what you're going to need fund-wise.
For sure. Thank you guys both for being on the show, honestly. And there's just so much information to unpack and think about. So awesome. Well, thank you again, guys, both. But Joel, don't go anywhere. We're gonna put you in the hot seat today for some trivia. You and I going head to head. Race to 3. So it's a best out of 3. And if there's a tie, we'll go into a sudden death tiebreaker question. But today, $100 is on the table. Every episode, I have $50 that can accumulate. And if you win, it goes to a nonprofit. And you happen to be one of the nonprofits that we sponsor and support. So today, you're playing for it. You're playing for your nonprofit.
So if you win today, you'll go with we'll be getting you $100 towards HRS. But if Brett wins,
Then
nobody loses.
Nobody loses.
Because that $50 from this show will carry over to next show, and we will have $150 on the table.
That's right.
And we'll still keep HRS in mind. But
That's right.
And bragging rights on the line. Let's not forget that.
Bragging
And
rights. Bragging
That's
rights,
right.
yeah,
That's
for
right.
sure.
So, without further ado,
buckle up, folks.
there it is. It's like the, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire thing. You got to have that
Right.
pressure music.
We should get some laser lights in here.
That's right.
All right, so are we ready for our first question?
Oh, wait, I forgot to mention, we buzz in with our name. So she'll read the question.
Your
and
name's
then
Joel
We both jump
Got it.
in.
and Brett.
That
Or is it Bert?
Brett? No, Bert's my brother.
Okay, okay.
Anyway, so we'll do that. If one of us gets it wrong, there's a steal on the table, so you can steal the question. So
All right, so I've decided to take an approach of things that could technically be applied to renovations on your home here.
okay.
So the first question I have is, maybe we've got a really big loan we need. How many zeros are in a million?
Brett.
Joel.
Oh, yes, Mr.
That's
Brett.
Brett.
You gotta say it.
Oh, I can't just think about it.
No.
Oh, then it's 6.
You are correct, sir. It's all right, Joel. This next one's yours. I feel it. Feel it in my bones. Good job, Brett.
Thanks.
All right. What degree is a right angle?
Joel. 90.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I knew it. I just did moment of lapse.
Forgot your name.
I
It's
forgot
fine.
my name. All right, here we go. 1-1.
All right.
This is for the win.
We're gonna do another measurement of sorts.
A measurement.
How many feet are in a yard?
Joel. 3.
Yes, sir.
Sweeped it.
Woo-hoo!
He sweeped it.
And so that means we're going to be having someone reach out to you guys to give HRS $100.
That's
Awesome.
That's right.
And I should close by saying thank you so much to Lake Michigan Credit Union. We are able to do those Saturday workshops because of the support of Lake Michigan Credit
Oh,
Union.
wow.
So
Well,
we're
thank you.
so grateful.
We're proud to sponsor it. It is a
Absolutely.
wonderful program, and we look forward to more beautiful partnerships in the future.
For sure. Spencer, thank you so much. Again, every listeners, stop into any of our branches. If you happen to be in the Grand Rapids, Alpine area, stop by and see Spencer because he's fantastic, and we love having him on our team. But like all things, they have to come to an end.
Oh, so sad.
But hey, you guys can keep the conversation going.
Yes.
That's right.
Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you stream a podcast.
That's right.
Spotify, Apple.
Yeah, we're on
Automatic,
Amazon Music, iHeartRadio now. Look at that. So, anyway, we hope that you all have an incredible May. And, I should just quick mention, I forgot to mention, all throughout May and June and I believe into the early parts of July, LMCU, as we're talking about the makeovers.
Oh, yeah, you might not even need a loan.
You may not even need a loan. Check out our website for our $50,000 home makeover giveaway, where you can win $50,000 to go towards any of these home
You can
projects.
apply right online.
That's right. So we will check you guys out next time. See ya.
Peace out.
Thanks for listening. The information provided in this podcast by Lake Michigan Credit Union is general education or marketing in nature and is not intended to be accounting, legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Statements of individuals are their own, not LMCU's. All topics discussed are information of a general nature and do not address the circumstances of any particular individual or entity. Consult an appropriate professional concerning your specific situation. As of the date of publishing and any future date this podcast is broadcast, all rates, fees, payments, or other specific figures discussed are subject to change and are dependent upon your specific financial situation. All loan products discussed are subject to credit and collateral approval. You alone assume the sole responsibility of evaluating the merits and risks associated with the use of any information or other content in the podcast before making any decisions based on such information or other content. In exchange for listening to the podcast, you agree not to hold LMCU, its affiliates, or any third-party service providers liable for any possible claim for damages arising from any decision you make based on information or other content made available to you through the podcast. For more information on any of the content discussed in this podcast, please visit lmcu.org. Copyright Lake Michigan Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. LMCU, NMLS ID number 442967.